question 2 for this, it's 3 key formulas. So you're going to need the ratio formula at the bottom of page 18. You're going to need the angle slopes formula at the top of page 19, and you're going to need the equation of the line middle of page 18 if you don't know it. So part A then, they're talking about ratio. They give you 4 to 1, so you're going to use the ratio formula. You've got x1, y1, x2, y2, a and b. Throw the numbers into the formula. Do the two things separately. You're going to have 4/5 or 0.8. You're going to have 8/5 or 1.6. Either's fine. I've used one of each. You're grand. Right. The second part, the key part there is L cuts the y-axis. If you cut the y-axis, then x equals 0. So straight away, you need to be putting 0 there because x equals 0 at that point. Okay, we'll come back up. So cuts the y-axis, line L. We need to find that point there, but they don't tell you much else. So you've got Q and R, but not much else to go on. So we're going to use the equation of the line formula. Here it is. Then you're going to substitute in your Q and R. So here, put R there, Q there. Multiply out the bracket with the M, and you get to here. Now remember, x equals 0. So this bit can go away, and then you're looking for the y because we already have the x, like 0, so we need the y bit. So this minus r, you're going to move it over here as positive. So it's minus mq plus r, or it's r minus mq. It doesn't matter which way around as long as the r is positive. And you're done. You want the answer in terms of mq and r, so that's what we have. So that's the answer. Again, r could be at the front with the minus mq after if you wanted to. Right, and then the last piece of this question, they give you an angle and they're talking about slopes. So we're going to use this formula from page 19. We're going to put the numbers in. I've chosen to put my minus 2 as M1. You could put it as M2 if you wanted, it wouldn't make a difference. And just put your 30 as your angle. Now, you only need one answer. So your plus minus is going to give you 2 different answers. You only need one, it's in bold. And what I've chosen to do is I've taken the plus. I've taken the plus because it doesn't do anything here. You just leave the minus 2 and the minus M2 alone, just leave them alone, and that appealed to me. If you want to take the minus, you can, but then that turns this to a plus and this to a plus because it's like in like a bracket. So I was a bit worried about this minus with this minus. So I've just kept them both as they are and not done anything. So that will give me one of the solutions. Okay, so tan 30 is 1 over root 3 that's in the log tables. It's one of the ones from that big table of trigonometry. It's also 3 over root 3, which is what your calculator will tell you, and that's completely fine as well. Not as a decimal though, because you're going to need some square roots, as it says so in the answer. So we get to here, and we don't want fractions because again they don't want fractions, so nor do we. So we're going to move this root 3 up here and multiply, and we're going to move this 1 minus 2m2 up here and multiply to get rid of the fraction. So bring that up, multiply, bring that up, multiply. So we get to here. Right, I'll just move my page down. Okay, so we're here. We need m2, so we're going to put the m2s on the same side. So this minus root 3 moves over here, and this 1 moves over here. So this is what we've got. Then we've got both m2s together. You've got the minus 2 and the root 3. They're going to be put together like this in front of the m2. Then we're going to bring this down and we're going to divide. Because it's multiply, we're going to bring it down and divide. That gives us the value of m2. So this is what we've got. Again though, we don't want a fraction, and we've kind of made ourselves a fraction, which is annoying. So before we do anything with this, I've just said, look, there's a minus and a minus and a minus. I don't want that. So I've swapped the signs on everything. So I've included a new minus, but I've got rid of some of the minuses. So that appealed to me. I put a minus in, got rid of 3 of them, that's good. You can leave it like that. It makes no odds. I just didn't want all the minuses everywhere. So I'm going to start working with this. Now, to get rid of the bottom, we're going to use the difference of 2 squares. It's kind of like dealing with division with complex numbers. When you've got an I there, you multiply top and bottom by the conjugate of I at the bottom here. So what we're going to do is, instead of minus root 3, we're going to multiply top and bottom by 2 plus root 3. And the reason why we do that is because it's going to make the bottom really nice. So we'll focus on the bottom to start with. 2 by 2 is 4, and then you'll have a 2 root 3. You'll also have, though, a minus 2 root 3, so they're going to cancel out. And then root 3 by root 3 is just 3. So you've got 4 minus 3, which is 1, which is clearly a very nice bottom to have, because dividing by 1 doesn't do anything. So yeah, in terms of your denominator, having 1 there is perfect. And that's because we just changed the sign here from minus to a plus. We've got to do the same at the top though. So still 2 plus root 3, still from the bottom. So 2 by 2 is 4, so 4 root 3. 2 root 3 by root 3, you can do on your calculator if you want, it's 6. And then 1 by 2 is 2, and 1 by root 3 is root 3. And it's just about collecting. So 4 root 3 and root 3, so 4 plus 1 basically, is 5 root 3, and then 6 plus 2 is 8. So it's 8 plus 5 root 3. And that's exactly as they want there. So D is the 8, and then the 5 and the root 3. So we're done.